I think the biggest thing I learned from Bill was, he defined the role that everybody had in the organization and the expectation he had for everyone. He defined the kind of players we wanted to bring to this team, what kind of critical factors we wanted them to have. So he was very specific about, how and what we were going to do in the organization. And you, even though we worked extremely hard, you knew exactly what the expectation was. So I think the thing that I talked about in the beginning of this, define the culture, define the expectation. That's probably the biggest thing, and it's a huge thing, that I learned, from him in terms of the way, that he does things. And then your team sort of reflects that, because you defined exactly what you want. I always tell the joke, when people ask me this question, if you go to our lake house, we'll have 7 bottles of ketchup and no mustard because Miss Terry never takes a list to the store. So if you run an organization like that, and you don't define exactly what you want and what the expectation is of everybody's role in the organization, the kind of players you want on the team. All right, so if you want big linebackers and you don't define that, and you've got a bunch of little guys, then they're not going to be able to do what you want to do, or vice versa. You want guys that are athletic, that can play in space, all right, and you end up getting a bunch of big, slow guys that can, flathead the guard. You're not getting what you want because you didn't define it to start with.